Is vertical farming going to save us from Z-bugs, or will Monsanto find a way to make it obsolete? Why don't we just do horizontal farming on tall skyscraper-like structures with hundreds of floors? Algae farming works better in urban environments than this, in my opinion. No matter how you shape it, the amount of solar energy an area receives is the same. If you put your farm in a skyscraper, you just create a shadow over what could be productive land. You're not getting free solar energy, you're taking it away from nearby land. And if you use artificial lighting, you add an additional expensive energy input. The Netherlands have more or less perfected the high-intensity farming tech. Flat horizontal farm covered in glass to provide optimal temperature and humidity, even out of season. A-frame structures work better. The problem with vertical is you're fighting gravity and water can fall too fast. Absolutely not. You can only grow 0-calorie leafy greens with vertical/hydroponic farms. I guess nice for people that want fresh local salad in the city, but it's not going to sustain anyone. I am invested in my local vertical farm manufacturer, and you should be too. Won't work for cows, which is by far one of the greatest gifts from the Lord. Where does the CO2 come from, you silly heads? I'm an agricultural engineer and there's government pushback. I submitted something along the lines of what the Venus Project advocated for. Jacques Fresco took a look at my blueprints and told me to submit it if you think it will change the world, and so I did. The Patent Claims Office was interjected, as I'm told, by the Department of Agriculture of the US, so my patent never even saw review. Certain patents, such as vertical farming, thick light fixture filaments to last hundreds of years, hydro-powered engines, and many more inventions have been absolutely denied. Now I just sit in a workshop and help repair farming equipment. Before Jacques Fresco died, he had told a group of people, including myself, basically that the people in charge don't want progressive change because progress is bad for business. My 7-story food tower would have been able to feed 500 people on an 8x8 square of land, depending on where you're building and what you plant. It would even allow barren land to produce food, as it's encapsulated and needs minimally functioning heating. Especially potatoes. It would have revolutionized the world using massive tower-based aeroponic farming. But I am not the only one who has been denied a patent. Others before me even had an ingenious conveyor belt system that would routinely roll to certain spots for maximum fruit and vegetable production based on time of day, climate outside, and for harvesting, filling with compost and watering. But that alone is 70 years old. None of these inventions will see the light of day. And no matter how much I fought, I was ignored. And no matter what you people say about my work, I'm already defeated, so your words don't mean much to me. Look upon yourselves if you're young enough and try to live your own life before there isn't much worth living for. We could save the world, but they literally don't want this to happen. In this thread, people who don't know about syntropic agriculture. Designed by a Swiss farmer who regenerated 500 hectares of rainforest by hand. Minimum input, maximum output. Biodiverse enough to get all of the ecological benefits and yet orderly enough to be able to mechanize it, not required though. Single-handedly saves the planet. I don't know, but one of my investments, O Realty, ticker O, is invested in it. With vertical farming, you have those tracks the plants hang off and your energy costs are ridiculous. What if you let your plants out to see the sun when the weather is nice, like we do with chickens? Free-range vertical farming. It's on a track, so you could just slide them all outside, use the sun, it's free, instead of LEDs. Lettuce sells for like 5 cents per 100 pounds. Let's build a $10 million facility for 100 pounds of lettuce per year. It costs a lot of money to operate, it is not yet profitable. We make enough food to feed 10 times the population every year. Warlords and Wall Street don't care about feeding people. You need nuclear energy to make it work. Electricity still costs too much. We're not ready yet. It doesn't save space, silly head. Now you gotta get a warehouse that's taller instead of wider. Holy crap, dummy.